because I would like to know,
Okay,
and if it's something that I can change my mind on, I will.
so what is your position on like what systemic racism do indigenous people face right now?
The fact that they don't have their land, their women, they are not legally allowed to go after the men that go onto their land and rape their women and brutalize their women. And the U.S. can't do anything with these men because they don't have jurisdiction where the crimes are committed. You also have the fact that there's oil drillings that are happening that President Biden as well as Trump organized on indigenous land that is harming their animals, their crops, their people, that are poisoning them, unaliving them. You also have every day there's land that is taken away where people build houses or where the line of where the reservation starts is retracted because of legislation passed or because the whatever happens is essentially their land is still being taken. um and so, to me, I think that that's a good example of systemic racism. Also, the fact that they're not allowed to basically, have a lot of the benefits that we have right now. And it's really, really hard for these people to make a living, which is why a lot of them have turned to building casinos and are a lot of them have gangs that are involved in the drug trade as well and work with cartels. So I think the government is doing a lot of harm to these individuals. So
So I can agree with all of that, and also like the MMIW, the way like when indigenous kids go missing, they're not looked for. We've never seen a missing indigenous kid on the news. But if you can recognize like all the issues that indigenous people go through, the other BIPOC communities like Black people, especially, you can't see the issues that Black people face from the government, the subjugation of Black people since the start of this country.
I can see in the past, I can see it in 2023, maybe in 2014, right? But this is 2023, and I'm looking for evidence. I'm constantly doing research on it because it's something that is evolving. We form laws every single day, and how laws are applied do change. From month to month. So I be doing research, and right now I don't see it.
So when did oppression stop for Black people?
I think it stopped over time. I don't think there was like a direct time where it stopped.
So there's no direct point in history you think oppression stopped. Like when we were released from slavery, then we had black code laws, segregation, Jim Crow, redlining, and the fact that throughout every system that runs this country harms BIPOC people out of anybody, even more than poor white people, you still don't see the subjugation of Black people throughout this.
No, because there's no evidence of laws right now that are harming black people more than white people.
So nobody argues systematic racism right now to this day. The
You
only
can argue that.
systematic racism I think exists is that we could look at like things like equal against the indigenous community, and I could say that that's systematic racism, which is laws put into place. But when we talk
uh,
about systemic racism, we talk about disparities within these systems that run this country. It's not
Disparity.
like a law will be put in place that says Black people can't do this or
And
indigenous people can't do this. But why are indigenous and Black people the bottom in every system?